3 red cards in the opening game of the World Cup. My gosh, the World Cup has kicked off, people. I'm your host, Technical Centrebacks, and I'm going to be bringing you some of the defensive errors that certain men have been making in this World Cup already. 2 games gone, there's about 10 different defensive errors. We'll cover the scores, obviously, between Mexico, and then it was the South Korea game as well. But the opening game, amazing opening in one of the most prestigious stadiums ever in the history of football, the Azteca in Mexico. The music, you know what I love the most, people, was the music. Every time these men scored, the music, they started playing the little trumpet. It was actually quite sick. But what a memorable stadium. I mean, before my time, but when you go back to the history, the likes of Maradona, the likes of Pele, the Brazilian team that won the World Cup there. There's so many magical moments, you know? And to be honest, like the whole opening was actually quite fitting. Like with the entertainment, with Burna Boy, Shakira, everything, the singing from the South African players, it was phenomenal. And then the game starts, and I think, okay, cool. South Africa actually looked like they were keeping the ball quite well. Until the goalkeeper, and this is where, as a centre-back, you split, and you hope that your defensive middle, your midfielder who comes to collect the ball is ready. The goalkeeper, to be honest, like I was listening to Roy Keane and them lot, and obviously they were cussing because they were saying that the midfielder, he shouldn't have gone to show for the ball. And I'm saying, no, he had enough space. My man had enough space to receive the ball, to either pass it off one time or to pop it back to the keeper. And obviously it was a bad touch. And it was good pressing. You know, you can't fault Mexico, and that's something that they've been known for, is their pressing in the game. And they pounced on it. And look, when I look back at when I look back at the highlights there, I think it was, I forgot what his name is, Julian Cornelius. Once they retrieved the ball and they got off the midfielder from South Africa, he cuts in on the inside. So difficult. Yeah, poor touch with his left foot. Cuts inside. Yeah. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you would maybe question is the goalkeeper, because it went through the goalkeeper's legs. But once you make a mistake like that, in a stadium like that, at a moment like that, very difficult to come back. And I just felt that Mexico always had the upper hand. Then you looked at, obviously, the second goal from Raul Jimenez. And I mean, Raul Jimenez, when you think about what he's had to go through as a player, the head injuries, he's lost his father as well, etc. For him to score a goal like that, such an important goal, you could see the emotion on his face after he scored. It was actually one of those like memorable moments, and it's probably memorable for him as well. Red cards, obviously the red cards and everything we'll talk about, but yeah, going back to Raul Jimenez with that goal, let's have a look. Obviously, it comes across, ball comes across, and he manages to head it in. And what an emphatic header. But the one thing you would say defensively, the right back and the centre back, this is where you have to communicate. You have to communicate, especially when you've got a man on your shoulder like that. It's a late run from Jimenez. Right back, you can see it in his face as well after Jimenez scores. You can see it in his face. He's thinking, I've messed this up. I haven't even tracked your runners. And it's simple things like that. And you think at a World Cup, at this stage, surely your right back and your centre back are going to talk and say, get this man, this Premier League proven striker. Yeah, I know he's obviously going off the walls, but my man, he's always deadly in the box. And I think credit to him, because obviously the initial start of the move started with him in the midfield, and then he peeled off and he made his late run into the box. And again, that's great centre forward play. Can't do much about it, in the sense of, if you don't track your runners, if you don't communicate with the midfielders, to the centre backs, to the right backs, that is what's going to happen. It's going to open up. Look, there was so many red cards. I actually lost count. They even said, it was an interesting fact, right? They even said that the last time there was more than 3 red cards was in 2021, I believe. Portugal versus Holland. There was 4 red cards, 4 of them in a game. It's not something that you want to see. Of course it's not. I mean, like, especially in the opening game, and we know that there's new rules that has been announced in the World Cup. The referees obviously are on one. They want to kind of, not steal the spotlight, but it's one of those things where it's like they want to stamp their authority, and they would have spoken to all of the nations before the game, but to have 3 is mad. Two of them I'll say, all right, cool, yeah, I'll give them a red card. But the one I want to really pick out is probably not the easiest one, but look, you're 2-0 up. And I'm talking about Mexico right now. You're 2-0 up, 80th minute or so. Breaking away, South Africa are breaking away. You're by yourself. The main thing you need to think about is delay. Delay the run. You allow all your other players or your other teammates to get back. And it was just 1-on-1. And Montez just came across and cleared him. He cleaned him out with his left foot. For me, this is food and drink. For me as a centre-back or for me as a defender, I would love to have the opportunity to go 1-on-1 and to jockey him. And again, if you listen to like some of the analysis from some of the guys and they're talking about, look, open up your body, show him down the line. That's all you need to do. Delay him. That gives you an opportunity for everyone to get back, for the goalkeeper to get set. But for you to commit and make a decision like that is very lazy as a centre-back. That's something you shouldn't be doing. And like, obviously now you're going to be missing games in the group stages. This could be potentially your last game, depending on how Mexico do in the rest of the groups, in the rest of the group games. But it's things like that when you look at it, you're thinking, bro, just take your time. Take your time. So I would be frustrated. I can't lie. I would be frustrated with my other centre-back and I'd be like, bro, why did you commit? Just wait. I was there in the wings. But I guess it's one of those things as well where not Mexico or the team, they just feel like, nah, of course, the referee's not going to give us a red card. We're looking at the other foul potentially up top that happened just before. But yeah, when you look at it, South Africa's right back. He done well, but Montez comes across. And it's just a lazy... And even the stature of him, Montez, his long legs, he's so strong, so like 6 foot plus. He can easily get across, time his challenge, and that would be the end of it. But hey, he decided to take the other route. That's what can happen. So yeah, it ended obviously 2-0 to Mexico. Three guys getting sent off. And then it moved into the other game, the South Korean game. All right, 2-1. And when I looked at the highlights, because obviously this is at 2:30, I cannot stay up until 2:30. Set piece, ole, Czech Republic. Imagine that, eh? We're now applauding set pieces, people. And they will be known for that because obviously, again, they got certain players like Souček, etc. Very tall, very commanding in the air, in the box. All of their players are very good in the air. So for me, defensively, for South Korea, when you look at them, some of their players are not as tall, some of them are not as physical, but very good football inside. And that's what you saw. You saw South Korea, they did have more of the chances, but it was against a run and play where obviously Czech Republic got that opening goal. And it was from a throw-in, a long throw-in. Obviously, Song was there, which was good. He looks a bit shady in the sense of he looks a bit rusty. And I feel like we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo as well in the friendlies, and he looked a bit rusty. Messi in the friendly looked fine. Messi was fine. But this is definitely going to be the last dance for a lot of these players, these legendary players that have done so well, all right? Obviously, I'm not putting Song and Ronaldo on the same level. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, in terms of the names, the household names, Song is one of them, all right? So, yeah, throwing comes in. The only thing you would say is South Korea went for like a zonal marking for the setup. For me, as soon as I'm seeing a guy who's starting off at the bottom, I'm following him. Pick your man. I'm arranging all my players and I'm saying, right, pick your man, stay with him. 5 yards, no more than 5 yards away, stay with him, track your runners. If you do not do that, and if you leave him to run at you, this is what can happen. Such a powerful run, number one, but such a great header. Like the noise it made into the net, sick. It knocked into the camera, I think it was. But really, really good connection. You cannot do much from a standing, defensively, from a standing position. to defend when you've got a man who's running in at least 10 yards. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So as much as you might be so good in the air, very, very difficult to defend against. So I thought, okay, cool, that's 1-0. Then they equalised. South Korea equalised, and it's actually a really, really good finish by Hwang In-bim or Hwang In-bao or something like that. Sorry if I butcher some of these names, but hey, what I love about it is the composure he has. So obviously he comes out over on the left-hand side and he cuts in, chips it over the keeper, dinks it into the goal. Obviously, he sells the centre-back a full dream. Sells him a dream, which is a shame. Number 4, he's left on his knees, tries to get back, cannot do anything about it. He even sold the cameraman as well. And then that made it 1-1. And again, the game proceeded with Czech obviously being the most dangerous from set pieces. There was a disallowed goal from Sufal. He was offside. He was over the moon for scoring it. But yeah, it wasn't to be. And then South Korea go down the other end and get that winning goal to make it 2-1. Again, a breakaway. You look at it, left back. My left back, and I used to play left back as well. Again, track your runners, the left back. He's got enough space. He's got enough space. Yeah, there's a man who receives the ball. So the midfield get the ball. The man who obviously passed the ball, he peels off. The left back is there. Foot race. He's already beaten him because he started his run earlier. Because he's done that, the 2 centre-backs are caught ball watching. There's a man that's ghosting right behind him. Oh Hyun-jin or whatever. Oh, let me see what his name is. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, oh, okay, I went too far. I went too far off. Ong Jong-ju, obviously, is ghosting behind one of the centre-backs. Manages to get in front. The ball comes in. It's a cute finish. The keeper does get a touch on it, but it just goes to show you something so simple. Again, defensively, something so simple. Starts off from the left back, not getting on goal side, and then the communication, the right side of the centre back is more worried about the man in the middle, the midfielder. He's not even thinking about the man behind him. The striker, Ong Hyun-jin, obviously runs across to the left-hand side of the centre-back in front of him, and he obviously taps it in. So yeah, it was a great finish. Great finish. Great game. South Korea are one of those teams that, I'm not saying like they're going to get through, but a lot of people will look at them and just think, South Korea, these lot can play ball. Japan, South Korea, they can all play ball. So yeah, that leaves Group A. All right, Mexico on 3 points, South Korea on 3 points, Czech Republic and South America on 0. Today's games, who we got today? Games are coming thick and fast now. We've got Canada against Bosnia at 8 o'clock. And then obviously over the weekend, we've got a range of games. I'm not going to go through all of them. We've got so many games. So I'll try and cover some of the big ones, obviously, when it comes to defence. I'm going to just leave you with this one. Roy Keane, at the end of the game, he was so frustrated. And I was like, Roy, I feel you, bro. Yeah, I'm just going to play this clip, yeah? And where he talks about...
He's tapping it for his mate to score. You know, it's defenders... Do you know what it is? I think it's just pure laziness.
Exactly. He's got to try and track him as far as you can, and then... You know, gamble on the fact that your defenders in the box will help you out.
We don't know whether that's serious foul play or denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. No. It's a little bit of an angle.
It's with force, but I think it's definitely basically been given for denying goal-scoring opportunities. I think he feels like his next touch will be a shot across goal. It's on the edge.
He clamped him down. Montez clamped him down.
Crossed it, or whether he would have to a shot. It would have been a difficult score from there.
But what's wrong with defenders nowadays looking to actually defend?
That's it.
It's crazy. And we switched off last
I should clip that and make my intro.
We do defend. I mean,
I might have to clip that and make that my intro. What's wrong with people? They should just defend. People, listen, it's your host, Quams, Technical Centrebacks. We are back. World Cup edition. I'll catch up with you later on over the weekend. Hope you're well. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll speak to you lot soon.